Welcome to Client Sourcing for Consultants. My name is Matthew Charbon, and in today's 10-minute introduction, I'd like to show you our client sourcing process. How do you source clients? For most consultants, it's mainly through word of mouth and your professional network. So that brings you to the key question: how do you build up your professional network? There are so many marketing options and strategies out there that it often becomes overwhelming which one to choose. For most businesses, they simply don't have the time to execute these strategies well, or if they do pick one or two, the results are often varied. What ends up happening is that marketing becomes a gamble, and this is something that we like to help consultants move away from. So if marketing's a gamble, why risk it? Most businesses will say, we're better off sticking to the basics. We source clients from our professional network and through word of mouth. However, this then leads to what I call the word of mouth myth. And what that really means is it's the old adage that a good product or service will always sell itself through word of mouth. And while that's very generally accepted, it often leads to some problems. It is true to an extent, however, there are some inherent limitations with it. And they usually look like this. You're busy keeping your clients happy. There's barely enough time for business as usual, let alone marketing. Your professional network is no longer growing though. There's not a constant flow of contacts and leads coming into your business. Referrals and word of mouth then start to slow down, and this becomes particularly evident when the projects that were keeping you so busy come to an end. A marketing strategy is then decided upon that quickly becomes a marketing gamble, simply because it doesn't produce the results or the return on investment that you're looking for. And so we get stuck upon what I call a perpetual pendulum of revenue highs and lows. And of course, this is a place that none of us want to be. So to solve this, we created the client sourcing process, which we're going to have a look at now. Here's a high-level overview of the client sourcing process. And the first thing you'll notice is the process is made up of three main categories. Now, we call these the three main functions of marketing. In orange is lead generation, in green is prospect conversion, and in blue is account development. So let's start with lead generation. Lead generation starts with using LinkedIn as a platform and as a source for B2B leads. We see LinkedIn as continuing to be one of the best sources for B2B lead generation, and you can use LinkedIn to generate what we call an advanced search, where LinkedIn will search through its millions of users and produce a search based on the criteria that you put in. After you've done your advanced search, you can screen some of the profiles to make sure they're a good fit for your target audience. Once that's done, we can begin sending some connection requests. Now, with the clients we've worked with, we've seen a baseline result of 25% or a 1 in 4 connection rate. Now, as I mentioned, this is a baseline. If you know the connections or have a previous relationship, of course, this number can be higher. Once we've sent out a request, and we have some new connections coming in, we want to send an intro message to them, something that's informal and a conversation starter that allows us to essentially have a conversation with our new connection. With the clients we've worked with, again, we've seen a baseline result of 10% or 1 in 10 message responses, but again, this can increase if you have a prior relationship. Once we've started our conversation and we receive a reply, we've successfully generated a lead, somebody who has an interest in our products or services and fits our target market. We can then move on to the prospect conversion phase. The first thing we want to do is qualify our prospect. We want to make sure that they have decision-making authority and budget to engage in our services. Once we've ticked that box, we can begin the presentation phase. This is where we're educating our prospect about our products or services and answering questions that they may have and also handling objections. This takes us to the final phase, which is the closing phase, where we're looking to gain that commitment or that buy-in from the prospect to engage in our product or service. We've successfully now converted a prospect into a client, and from a marketing point of view, many marketers might say, well, our job is done, let's go back to the beginning, generate a new lead, turn them into a prospect, and win a new client. However, this would overlook one of the very important stages of account development or growing our client relationships. So once we're in the service delivery phase, there's still opportunity to market to our clients. We want to be able to identify upsell opportunities or opportunities to add more value to our clients and help them with more things by offering different products or services that can be of more use. We also want to be able to leverage and unlock referral opportunities from our clients' professional network, where they may have people or connections that will refer or have an interest in our products or services. Finally, if a project is completed, we want to make sure we're doing everything we can to keep that account active or engaged, or if we haven't spoken to that account or client for a while, make sure that account is re-engaged. The account development also includes a very important part of marketing, which is a content marketing strategy. Now, we feel that content marketing is really a great way for consulting businesses to market their services. And this is because content gives you the ability as a consultant to showcase and exhibit your specific expertise and value in the form of content. So that could be a written article, it could be a report, it could be a video content, ebook, and so on. What we want to do is segment your database so we can create offers and content that we can schedule to be sent via email in an automated campaign. So when you're busy working with your clients and running your business, you've got a content marketing strategy running in the background that's sending out regular content and regular offers that are relevant and of use to clients and prospects in your database, keeping them engaged even when you're busy with client projects. So that's a quick overview of our client sourcing process. Now, in terms of next steps, the first thing you want to do is think of your revenue goal. This is really important because this is the starting point for when you put together a client sourcing process and map out your steps. You want it to be connected to a revenue goal. So what is your revenue goal or project goal for the next month or the next quarter or the next year that you would like to see happen in your business? If you're interested in reading more, we do have an article in Entrepreneur Magazine that you can find simply by Googling Client Sourcing Entrepreneur to have a look at that article. Now, we really appreciate the time that our attendees take to join our live workshops or, in fact, our recorded workshops as well. So we do have an offer for attendees today. If you're interested in getting a client sourcing process working for your business, we're offering a client sourcing consultation, which also includes a copy of the client sourcing process template. So the one that we just took a look at a moment ago, we can send you an editable template that you can use to craft your client sourcing process. So this is a 100% complimentary offer. We normally take around a half hour by phone to have a chat with you about what your revenue goal is and how you can design a client sourcing process to begin seeing that happen. So if you're interested in arranging that, simply fill out your details in the box on this page. Now, if you're interested in really getting a client sourcing process set up and working in your business, we also have a PDF guide which can guide you step by step through how to put together that process and make sure it's working in terms of delivering results. We offer this for a relatively small investment of $225 or £130. Another option that we have, if you're looking for a turnkey solution to get a client sourcing process set up and running as soon as possible, we run a 2-hour client sourcing for consultants workshop where we'll actually sit down with you and get your whole process created and designed and ready to go within that day and during that workshop. So that's another option we have available for attendees for, again, a relatively small investment of $675. or £390. So hopefully these offers can help you to get started. I would recommend for everybody, please feel free to get in touch for a complimentary consultation to sit down and have a chat about your goals and how you can begin putting together a client sourcing process. Thanks very much for your time. Look forward to speaking with you.